And welcome back, everybody. It is February the 19th, 2026. It's about 4:45 in the afternoon. This just arrived. It's one of those late arrivals. Given that the temperature outside today is 0 degrees, I think it would be prudent for us to wait the commonly suggested 24 hours before we open this thing up. Probably what I'll do is let it sit in its styrofoam coffin overnight. Tomorrow morning I will crack the top of the box and briefly lift up the styrofoam and just let a little bit of warmth come in, because otherwise, given that it's in a styrofoam coffin, it could stay cold for days. So we're just going to do it slowly but surely. I'd rather be safe than sorry, and we've got plenty of guitars to keep us busy. So we will be back tomorrow, which will be the 20th of February, and we will pursue this and reveal exactly what is in the magical box. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. It is now Friday morning. It is February the 20th, 2026. It's 7:17 in the morning. Very unusual. We have never done an unboxing this early in the morning. The guitar arrived yesterday. It was 0 degrees out. And it had been sitting in a UPS truck all day long, driving around town, coming into town, sitting in cold warehouses. And I just thought it was best to give it some acclimation time. So it got here yesterday at 4:45. So it's had a good 14 hours to acclimate, which I think is more than adequate. We will see. I've taken guitars out with far less acclimation time and had no issues, especially with a poly finish. The thing you have to be mindful of is it's sitting in this styrofoam ice chest, so whatever temperature it is in there, the styrofoam is doing its best to keep it that temperature. But I don't feel any super cold air wafting out, so I think it's safe to say that we're okay. Just going to pop this out, go tune it up, take a quick look at it. You've been seeing a lot of these lately with broken necks, which is concerning. I don't know, no one's really made a clear distinction of whether these are ones that are coming in from China. There's some speculation that customs is just like, smashing the guitars as payback for trying to sneak a Chibson in. It looks like we have no breakage whatsoever. And let's look at that front. Oh yeah, it's nice and flamey, flamey, flamey. Front ends feel good. So let's just take a look at it. I wanted to try another P90 Les Paul, and this one just looked good and had a really good price, and I had a credit card promotion, and so I ended up getting this for, I want to say I got it for $127, which, can't beat with a stick. So I'm going to go ahead and go plug this in. We'll be back later on this afternoon to give a more detailed impressions. Okay, we are back. This camera might take a dive here at some point. I'm getting the low battery indicator, and it just sort of dies on its own. So if we have a bit of a gap in the presentation, we will just put some new batteries in and continue. Anyways, this guitar, once again, it is February the 25th, 2026. It's a Wednesday evening, about 20 to 6. Still light outside, so we've made some real progress in the evenings as far as the days getting longer, and we're closer to the end of winter than we are to the beginning. So, this guitar came last Thursday, and I've also had a chance to play it multiple times. And this guitar is also a very, very, very pleasant surprise. This one again weighed in the $156 range. It is in fact a Chibson, a Gibson branded, I'm going to call it replica. People want to call it a thievery, call it what you want. I don't think anyone in the real world would be fooled. I certainly, if and when I sell this guitar, will go out of my way to advertise it for what it is, that it is a replica, and of course the price will reflect that as well. But this is a replica of a Gibson Les Paul Standard. Beautiful red color. That definitely appealed to me, but what really appealed to me was I wanted a P90 Les Paul. I have a Goldtop, which I liked, but I didn't love it, and so I'm trying to sell that. And you know, guitars and guitar players will agree with me on this. Guitars are really interesting. You can make, you know, guitars all day long on the proverbial assembly line, same everything, and they have personalities. And by all accounts, this one's made of the identical materials as the Goldtop, and it sounds completely different. Plays similar as far as playability, but the sound. And these P90s are just sweet, sweet, sweet. I wouldn't change them for anything. And I'm sure they're cheap, and I'm sure they're inexpensive, and I'm sure they're ceramic, but they do exactly what I was hoping for. And once again, the fit and the finish on this guitar is fantastic. These Chinese factories have done their homework. The thing I don't like about this guitar, purely superficial, I don't like that it has a black back. I would have much preferred if they would have done a natural wood. I like that, but again, when you're playing the guitar, you're not looking at the back of the guitar, so you live with this. And the red is just beautiful, 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 beautiful. So this guitar, very, very satisfied with. I haven't weighed it, but I would say it's sitting 8.5 pounds. Everything on it works really nice. Potentiometers work fine. I'm sure that the little cheap minis. Switch works fine. The fret ends are just absolutely amazing. I mean, again, considering the price point of this guitar, everyone has an attack on the snot green tuner tulip buttons. You know, I could care less. Everyone, I shouldn't say everyone, but a large majority of people in the Chibson community rip these things apart, and they give them new bridges, and they give them new pickups, and they give them new tuners. And again, I'm not laughing at them. You know, I have a simple motto: if you can tell the difference, it makes a difference. To me, I am a firm believer that 99.9% of the time, if you're having a tuning issue, it's going to be the nut. When you consider that some of the most highest priced, highly prized string instruments, violins, violas, old school, piece of wood shoved into a piece of wood, and that's the tuner, right? So again, if you're having an issue with tuning stability, your nut is the first place to look. Your bridge, you know, you should just make sure it's not binding there. Your strings, but yeah, you know, these tuners work fine. I would not waste money on changing the tuners. Pickups are a different matter. If you're playing at a stage volume, it really does matter to have wax potted pickups. They really will squeal and drive you nuts. When you're playing at living room volume, why waste your time? This thing, no squeal. The microphonic quality has sort of a vintage feel to it anyway, so I enjoy it. So anyways, this guitar also, very much enjoy it. I'm looking forward to coming back. I've got a few, one guitar is going to be a surprise. Actually, 3 are. And then one of them is just, I got another one because the price was so good, and I'm going to turn around and sell it, give someone else a good deal. I'm sort of like the beta tester. A lot of people are hesitant to buy these guitars on Temu. They take the chance of having it be a junker, and I don't mind sending it back if it's a piece of crap. And if it's good, I pull it out of the box, I inspect it, maybe do a little minor setup on it, and sell it. You know, maybe make $1 or $2 on it, maybe not. But the look on people's faces when they actually get to hold one in their hands and wander off is priceless. So, one more time, at the risk of annoyance, February 25th, 2026. Winter will be coming to an end. The days are getting longer. I believe the daylight savings time is coming up, so the days are going to get really long, but unfortunately it's going to be dark in the morning once again. But we always appreciate you dropping in and joining us. And for those that are new, I want to remind you that I don't play these guitars because I don't. And that was the battery dying. I don't have the setup capable of providing a quality of sound. And the reason why I started this whole channel to begin with goes way back. If you go back and I think look at the first guitar, I could be wrong. It's been quite a few years now, but I believe it was an Epiphone ES339 that showed up and it had a cracked neck. And so I started just filming these purely for my protection. 95% of the time the guitars survived the shipping. There's no damage, but there have been a few times, and it's been very handy to have a video proof of, hey, this is what came out of the box. And so it's always made, returns much easier. Anyways, again, I do appreciate you joining me. Do you learn anything from this? I doubt it. You learn what I like, and that doesn't really help you. But if it lets you look, I mean, again, camera's cheap. It doesn't really pick it up. This guitar has beautiful flame on it. You can't really see it. Camera doesn't really pick it up because the lighting sucks. I have an overhead lighting, but trust me when I say, and again, I'm sure it's inexpensive veneer, if it's even that. It may be just photo finish. This looks like it moves a little bit, so this looks like it's actually veneer. But who cares? You buy them to play, and I enjoy playing. So we will be back at the end of the week with some more guitars. Until then, enjoy the rest of your week.